Hey YouTube, it's Strodles here, and today guys I'm going to be talking about how I moved into a team house at the age of 19. It's not something most people do at the age of 19, but I'm going to talk about how I got here and my path here. This is going to be my new little series. I'm going to do some story times. If you guys want more of these, right, leave a comment down below and just let me know. All right, I've got so many stories I can tell, from Anaheim to high school stories to college stories, whatever you guys want. So just let me know and I can go in depth in more of these videos. But before I get into the story, make sure you guys leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and turn the noties on. Leave a comment. I'm going to start trying to shout out the top comment on every video, so make sure you guys comment down below. So to get into this, guys, I'm going to start talking about how this all began. This story started way before I started playing Fortnite, because I just wanted to move into a team house for the longest time. So I was like 13, 14, and I started playing Call of Duty. I was playing Call of Duty competitively. Like not super serious, right? Like not like Fortnite is now, but I was playing wagers, I was playing game battles, I was doing tournaments left and right, wanting to be the best, watching Scumpy, Nade Shot, and everybody going crazy, right? So basically, I'm watching the Optic House, sometimes the Face House a little bit here and there, right? But mostly the Optic House. I fell in love with the vlogs they made. I fell in love with following the story, the tournaments, and everything that went down. And it just was like a goal of mine, right? To like live in a team house, right? To live the dream of playing video games as a living. Because I mean, who wouldn't want to play video games as a living? That's probably why you guys are all watching this, right? Like the dream of being able to live in a house with a bunch of your friends and make the most of it. So this all started probably back, like, it started getting serious when Fortnite started to like pop off and grow and go crazy, right? I started to stream, like, I switched my brand to where I could get it on every social, and I started trying to take it a little bit more serious, like make some content, right? And my parents weren't the most supportive, so I know there's a lot of people out there who are in the same situation I am, or I was. I'm no longer in that situation, but I'll explain later on in the video how I got to that point. So through high school, I was playing hockey. I was at a really hard school, and a lot of my time was taken up in the day, and somehow I still managed to play the game a bunch and continue to drive my passion for making content and playing the game. But this all came with some bumps in the road, and this was mostly because I had a bedtime and I would push that limit here or there more to play the game, right, to fit into the needs. Probably could have done better in school if I didn't play video games. Mom, Dad, if you're watching, don't listen to that, cut it out. But it still made me the person I am today. And basically, I kind of pushed the limits, and we would get in arguments here or there with my parents, and they're like, well, you're wasting your time. Like, obviously not every parent is going to understand, because this is a new boundary that people haven't really been able to explore until very recently. So not everybody gets it. So the thing I started to do to try to explain to my parents is I came up with a plan. My dad always told me, if you have a plan, right, I'll listen to you and I'll support you and do what you love, right? Like that's what I'll do to support you. And I didn't really have a plan at first, because I kind of just did this because it was fun. I mean, that's what it kind of starts out as with everybody. So I continued to play the game, stream, and everything. And it wasn't until about World Cup time that I started to make some money, right? Because tournaments weren't really open for everybody at the time. It's just skirmishes. You'd watch people at like fall skirmish, summer skirmish, all your favorite streamers do everything you loved. You're like, okay, well that's cool. And so basically started making money, right? And I stumbled upon Vanish, right? Vanish was a team that I had some buddies in, right? We made money through World Cup. We weren't really part of an org yet, right? And before Trios FNCS, I signed with Vanish, and I've been here ever since. I've been here for a good grip, right? So far, I've been really grateful for the things that they've done and allowed us to move out here and all kinds of things. I'll get into that further on in the video. But at the time, my parents started to be a little bit more supportive, right? We got to the end of World Cup and the end of Trio FNCS, and I was I was a top performing player. I was doing pretty good. I wasn't the toppest of the top, right? But I was a good performing player, and I was making money, and my parents were like, okay, well, he's making money. We can let him play some more here. And after World Cup, I graduated high school, right? I'm going into to college, and I decided that I kind of want to do this more than I want to play hockey, because I find this a little bit more fun, and I got a little bit burnt out with hockey through high school. So I get to college, and I ended up staying closer to home so I could play video games and doing everything. Turned out to be the best decision I've ever made, because COVID hit, and I couldn't have picked a better time to move out here to produce content and stuff, because everything's online. It fit perfectly. Obviously, for everybody, this may not be ideal in the future. If you're 14 watching this and this is something you want to do in the future, COVID's probably gone by then, and hopefully we don't have another pandemic, because obviously living where you can go out and do whatever you want, it's kind of nice. I mean, I think everybody can agree on that. So time goes on, and the real test I think that allowed my parents to really trust me to move out here and do what I want to do was DreamHack Anaheim. You guys remember that was February last year. This is before COVID hit. The main thing that we took away from this was I ended up planning that entire trip on my own, right? With a little bit of help from my parents. My dad said like, hey, like if you want to do this, like you got to pay for it. You got to plan it. Like I want you to learn. I want you to do this stuff, right? I want you to become a big kid. Like obviously like it's a hard thing to do, but this is where I learned that what I have to do to do things, especially if I was gonna move into a house on my own. Obviously my parents didn't know I wanted to do that, but for the longest time I was on 50 ping, and the last thing I want to do is be on 50 ping when I'm trying to play this game competitively. Everybody knows 0 ping is a blessing. So after Anaheim, we planned this out. I thought I did a great job, and I think my parents did too. So we ended up going through that smooth sailing, right? Before COVID, we get back, we're good, we're chilling. And COVID hits, right? And I'm playing this game day in and day out. I'm having a wonderful time. I'm doing good. I'm streaming. I'm still playing on Vanish, right? And I'm in a call with Bank, right? Obviously one of my roommates upstairs, and we wanted to go somewhere with this. So we're like, how can we get where we want to go? How do we want to go to Virginia? Like, what can we do? And as I said at the beginning of the video, my dad said, if you always had a plan, I'll support you. So I thought of a plan before I even went to my dad. Like I thought of a plan, and I put that together, and I went to him. He's in the garage working. I remember this still. I'm like, I was scared shitless. I was like, he's gonna say no. And I go up to him like, hey, can I do this? Like I want to move out to Virginia. I got the money for it. I can pay for it. I have a plan. Like I want to move out here with these people, right? To be honest, the people we wanted to move out here changed a little bit at a time because not everybody was able to do it. It was hard. We had to find somebody on a lease. There's so many things that you have to take care of to move into a house that it was a lot more than I expected. But now that we're in it, it's a lot easier. It's smooth sailing, right? But at the time, I came up with the plan. I started to learn a lot of things. My mom was really sketched out about it first because school was always the #1 priority, which it's still a priority. I'm still taking classes out here. But they're all online, thankfully, because of COVID. And basically, Bank and I were like, all right, well, who can we get to move in? Because we were having problems with this, right? Who will move in with us, right? We thought back to DreamHack Anaheim. It's like, all right, well, we were good friends with Bully. We talked to Bully the entire time and ended up pushing into an area to where we picked up Bully to come into the house. And then back to the way Vanish was and how they treated us at the beginning, RJ said, hey, guys, like, we're down to make this a Vanish house. Like, if you guys want to reach out to them in the roster, let them know. So we ended up reaching out to Cazz. Right, and this is where we got our group of 4 that were all willing to full send it to move out here and play video games and make content together. And so far, it's been a great time. And we've made vlogs, we made videos, all kinds of stuff. Obviously, you guys have seen us messing around on our streams and everything together. I know a lot of people are watching all of our streams at the same time and everything like that. So we ended up doing that, and this wouldn't be even possible without Vanish at first. Like, they reached out to DTS and got a sponsor for the house that supported us the entire mile and brought us to where we wanted to be now. And to be honest, it's one of the best things that could have happened to me for Fortnite, because I am now surrounded with not just the 5 people in my house that we can make bonds with, that you don't make bonds with just from being online, but with numerous other people that have moved out here to Virginia that obviously you guys might have seen that I couldn't be thankful for than the people I'm surrounded with, because they've been able to like make this time out here even more fun, even in a time with COVID, because none of us leave our house, so we all can hang out with each other and it's nice. So without Vanish's help, we wouldn't be out here. And if you guys are on your own and trying to move into a house, don't be afraid to reach out to people. There's ways to bring that rent money down to where you can make it affordable and all kinds of things. We've also had people move in and out of the living room and make some bonds with other people that may not be here for the full time but are willing to just come live with us and have a good time, like Sleazy. We had Eve, we have Claw right now, we had Zuni's came here, popped off, and is now an LG and doing great things. So without all this planning and without patience and getting through the bumps in the road, this wouldn't be possible. So without that, and not only that, without you guys, it wouldn't be possible, because I know you guys support every single one of us in doing what we want to do. So I think that kind of sums up what we're doing right now. I'm going to continue to daily upload, make content every day, and continue to make cool videos like this. If you guys want to see more story times and more creative content, let me know down below, right? Let me know what you guys want to see. I'm down to make anything. I don't really have many boundaries, so just let me know. I got college stories, like I said, high school stories, all of the above. But like I said before, leave a comment, like and subscribe. This is how I got into a team house at the age of 19. So hope you guys did enjoy. This was Strodles, and I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, let's take a trip. Just sit back and light a split with this, and don't slip on a funky dope track. Jump back, strapped with a fat Buddha sack in a 7/8 black, don't clean.